McKinsey has been talking about resilience for a while, particularly during the pandemic, this notion of resilience as a muscle that you can actually exercise and develop. In a way, it seems a given, right? You're a CEO, you're supposed to be resilient because you've dealt with issues in your journey to being the leader of whatever you're doing. What are the book's recommendations in this journey to really become a really, really resilient leader?
I think resilience, like many of the other concepts in the book, is relevant at multiple levels. It starts with the individual, right? So how are you resilient as an individual? How do you make sure that you're not, through working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because we are going through COVID and the world is collapsing, but rather have the capacity and energy? And some of this is simple, right? There's rules like how much should you sleep? Right. And yes, we are realistic. You cannot always sleep 8 hours a night, but you can have rules of thumb that say, don't spend more than 2 nights in a row where you spent less than 5 hours, because we know scientifically that then you're like a drunk driver in what you're doing, and the organization doesn't need a drunk driver. There's the consciousness and awareness of who you are, where you are, and definitely don't lose touch with that, because you cannot be a creative problem solver if you're not taking care of yourself and you're not doing that. So there's the personal resilience, and there's little tips and tricks at the end of the book. For some people it's being in nature, for other people it's working out, for others it's meditating. So that is at the individual level. At the organizational level, when we've done our State of Organizations report, the number one topic, top of mind for the 200 CEOs and business leaders that we've talked to, was speed and resilience of the organization. And this is around how do you run the place, where control comes in. You cannot control every bit of the organization if you want to be fast and resilient. And this is about the right operating model, the right structure, the right decision-making mechanisms, building the right team, having the right people in place. And of course that needs to be aligned with your priorities and what you're trying to achieve as a strategist. So I would say you have to first take care of yourself as an individual, and that's true for every leader in the organization. And when you bring all that together, how do we then work together? What is that operating model that allows us to be resilient and have those backups for each other?
Resilience is indeed one of the most frequently used terms within leadership or management science. There's no question about it. But what I would emphasize is what Dana said around the personal resilience. There are a lot of techniques out there around financial resilience, supply chain resilience, a lot of great research and insights. But personal resilience starts also with emotional stability. You cannot really influence sometimes external factors which are thrown at you, but you can make choices how you react and what you do. And that entails, on the one hand, getting to some place of balance with your own emotions about it. And we should not hide our emotions. Many of us, including me, I was over many years trained to obviously manage my emotions, not show my emotions. But it starts with showing your emotions. And then resilience also requires determination that you do look for solutions.